Arlington. And on June 10th, 2003, Young rocked the Mets for a triple and a home run. Since then, he's become the team's all-time leading hitter and is batting .341 over the last 10 games. Michael Young and the Rangers host National League batting leader Jose Reyes and the Mets. It's Friday Night Baseball on TXA 21. Welcome to Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, where Dirk Nowitzki of the NBA champion Dallas Mavericks is about to throw out the first pitch, a basketball. Well, he threatened to throw a basketball. Now he's going with the baseball, and he just about airmailed. Now we're set for baseball. Dirk setting the tone, and tonight is the first of 3 games between the Rangers and the New York Mets. And welcome, Dave Barnett along with Tom Grieve. Hard to top that moment. But if anyone can lately, it is Michael Young, who went through a 2-week or so tough spell at the plate. He has come out of that. And last week, really, he's been hitting about as well as he has all year.
Yeah, and I guess 7 or 8 times a year we'll have in the open Michael Young as the feature, and he'll be in some type of a hot streak. And he started another one recently. That was a double against the Astros to drive in a run. This is a home run to right field against the Astros. Swinging the bat very well. Caught that first pitch from Dirk, too. Had to jump. He wishes he was 7 feet tall. Anyway, in his 9-game hitting streak, he's hitting close to .370. Extra base hits, multi-hit games. What's new for Michael Young?
One thing that is new for Ranger fans, they'll get to see arguably the best shortstop in baseball, maybe the best player in baseball through the first 2 months of this season. Jose Reyes leads the National League in batting and a slew of other categories. We'll have the lineups of the first pitch, the Mets and the Rangers, coming up next. XA21 is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T, rethink possible. By TXU Energy, to find a plan that's right for you, call TXU Energy. The right things right now. And by Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Rangers set to take the field to begin this first of a 3-game interleague series. The team they have played only 6 times before tonight, and it was preceded by the appearance on the mound of Dirk Nowitzki, threatened to throw up the first basketball, and then really stretched the leaping ability of Michael Young. Throwing out the first pitch. He is the talk of the town, and deservedly so, posing with another Texas sports icon. After bringing the Dallas Mavericks their first ever NBA championship. And here come the Rangers, what might be a packed house by the time it's all said and done tonight. Crowd expected to be at least in the 43,000 range. As we look at Terry Collins' starting lineup for the New York Mets, and Jose Reyes leads things off at 338, tops of the National League. Justin Turner is at third. Carlos Beltran battling injuries of late, batting third. Jason Bay hitting cleanup. The DH is Scott Hairston. Ronnie Paulino is behind the plate. Angel Pagan at center. Daniel Murphy is at first, and Ruben Tejada bats ninth at second base. And they will be facing Matt Harrison, trying to even his record at 6-6.
Well, he's had 13 starts. This season has gone very well for Matt. A nice solid ERA of 3.16. Fewer hits than innings pitched. Last 5 starts, his ERA is 1.47, 1 or fewer runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. 18 extra base hits allowed. That's the 3rd fewest among American League starters who have at least 75 innings pitched. That's a nice statistic to have.
The Ranger defense behind Harrison. David Murphy getting a start in the outfield in left. Hamilton in center. Cruz is in right. With Beltre, Andrews, Kinsler, and Moreland, the usual infield, and Yovi Torrealba behind the plate. And Ron Washington thought that he had managed a 3-game sweep of the Houston Astros until Neftali Feliz took them out in the 9th inning, got battered for 4 runs on 4 hits. The big blow, the 2-run pinch homer by Matt Downs. One of the toughest losses of the season for the Rangers. But they have gotten some help of late and continue to lead Seattle at 2.5 games in the West. And Terry Collins, who had laid off some 12 years, he had last managed the 1999 Angels, but is getting rave reviews for a New York Mets team that a lot of people think is really overachieving to be within just 1 game of 500. 95 degrees for our first pitch tonight. Harrison to the switch hitting Reyes. And he falls behind 2 balls and no strikes. You see the name Reyes atop several different categories in the National League offensive rankings. Batting average, first with 107 hits already, 37 multi-hit games, first in runs. He already has 13 triples. And now 3 balls and a strike.
He usually has double digits in triples, but 13 before the All-Star break.
It's ridiculous.
That's a lot of triples.
He is also the toughest strikeout in the National League, and Harrison fills the count now at 3-2. All over the place, having by far his best year. And he's already a 3-time All-Star. Just missing with the fastball, a steady diet of fastballs, and Reyes ends up with a leadoff walk. That will bring up the third baseman, Justin Turner, who has been swinging a very hot bat the last 6 weeks or so. Almost an RBI per game over his last 34 games. He's driven in 29. First Met to win National League Rookie of the Month. That happened for the month of May at 375. Another fastball from Harrison in there for a strike. Turner, a 7th-round draft pick in '06 out of Cal State Fullerton, a native of Long Beach, California. And a lot of attention must be paid over there to Reyes. 26 stolen bases already. It's been caught 5 times. The Mets, the runningest team in the National League, with 74 steals. And that is tied for second most in the majors with the Rangers. The Mets at 37-38. They are 9.5 back in 4th place in the National League East. Right side, stopped by Kinsler, and they get the lead runner at second base.
A lot of second basemen don't make that play. That was a hard hit ball, sliced toward right field by Turner. And Ian does a nice job in turning this into 1 out. Some will field that ball and play it safely, running toward first base, get the out at first, but Ian gets the fast runner, Reyes, off the base by getting the lead runner.
And that new infield sod, a faster track. It was replaced over the recently concluded road trip. Infielders remarking that there are some seams between the layers of sod. They will be there until everything takes root. So here is Carlos Beltran in an 0 for 11 at the moment. Last year played only half the season because of knee surgery. Limited to 58 starts in center field. Very low. Turner took a couple of steps off the bag, now returned. Beltran this spring turned up with tendonitis in his other knee. But on a New York team that is really pretty devoid of power, he's still the best power threat. 10 home runs, the most in this lineup. And among the top 5 active slugging percentages against Ranger pitching. Good cut and a miss behind a 96-mile-an-hour Harrison fastball, and it's 2-2.
That ball looks like it cut toward the inside part of the plate at 96 miles an hour, which makes it a very difficult pitch to do anything with.
Foul pop, which will come back out of play. There's been some discussion with Harrison whether that is a slider or a cutter. He throws what he calls a cutter, and it breaks, I think, more than just about anybody else's cutter, as much as most people would call it their slider.
No, you can't throw a slider 96 miles an hour. You can call it whatever you want, but that last pitch, if it was anything other than just a fastball, was a cutter.
If Matt Harrison gets through the first inning, then he tends to sail. And he has had some trouble getting out of the first. Little pop fly out into left center field, and Hamilton jogs over to make the catch. And there's the second out.
Well, fool Beltran after that 96-mile-an-hour pitch on the inside part of the plate. Off-speed pitch, had him lunging for it. A little soft fly ball to center field.
So Turner still at first, but with 2 outs, and the cleanup hitting Jason Bay steps up with some very unlikely numbers for a guy who's had a good career to date. Only .230, only 3 homers, really is missing his power stroke. This past Tuesday, he ended a 104 at-bat homerless streak and an 89 at-bat streak with not 1 extra base hit.
Yeah, that really wasn't what the Mets thought they were getting when they gave him a 4-year, whatever it was, $60 million contract.
2 balls and no strikes. No, they thought they were getting a 3-time All-Star with 3 different clubs. He made it with Detroit in 05, Pittsburgh the next year, St. Louis in 09. Mets signed him as a free agent last year through the 2013 season. And Harrison misses on his first 3 pitches here to Bay.
Yeah, Bay picked the right time to have one of his best seasons. That was with the Red Sox before he signed his free agent contract. Hit 36 home runs and had 119 RBIs.
Looks at that one all the way in for a strike. Bay out of Trail, British Columbia, Canada. Couldn't check his swing. It is 3-2.
Big change up on the fastball count. It's always obvious when a hitter is looking dead fastball when they're so far out in front of an off-speed pitch. He just assumed he was getting the fastball right there.
So Turner takes off, and Harrison gets him swinging. Climbed the ladder. And the Mets go scoreless in the first. 1 man left. The Rangers coming to bat. Kicking back.
He'll be really glad we said that, but it's a good look, I'll say that.
Yes, it is. He's here for some baseball. The Rangers lineup tonight. Kinsler leading off again. Andrews, Hamilton, Beltre, Young, Cruz, and Moreland, with Toriyama behind the plate. David Murphy batting ninth in left field, and they face 6'7", 230-pound, 27-year-old Mike Pelfrey.
Well, Pelfrey's numbers don't look that good. He's pitched a lot better after his first 4 starts, though. His last 3 starts have been solid. Nice ERA. Opponent's batting average of 169 in those 3 starts. He has not pitched well on the road. He's pitched much better in New York than he has on the road. In New York, his ERA is 296. It's more than double that on the road. Sinker ball pitcher. Also throws a splitter, a slider, a curveball. But when he's throwing well, he'll keep the ball down, make it sink. Try to keep the ball in the ballpark that way.
A ball and a strike to Kinsler.
Gave up 12 home runs all of last year, and he's given up 13 so far this year.
Yeah, the sinker has not always been sinking. Line toward the gap. Jason Bay with the dive. He can't hang on, and it gets past Pagan. Kinsler will round second and hang on there. He would easily be at third if not for a quick recovery out at center field by Pagan after it popped in and out of the glove of Jason Bay, who almost made a fantastic diving catch.
Yeah, it looked like a catchable ball. It kind of hung up in left center field. Bay gets toward it, has it in the glove and out of the glove. Nice way to start the game with a double instead of being robbed of a base hit. You're on second base with a double, feeling pretty good about it.
Kinsler hit now 9 of his last 10 games. And here is Elvis Andrus. Shows bunt, takes high.
That's the kind of ball right now that'll be tough to catch in left field for about maybe 4 or 5 more minutes until the sun disappears out there. Not sure if that affected Bay at all. Didn't look like it. He almost made a nice diving catch. But before the pitch, you can see Bay with his glove up over his head, shielding his eyes from the sun before the pitch is even thrown. So he's struggling a little bit out there. It looks like he sees it okay.
Yeah, he's in shadow the whole way.
Couldn't quite come up with it. See him he'll have his glove up over his head so the sun's not shining right straight in his eyes as the pitch goes by the batter.
Almost all the fans are in shade now, except for the bleachers just to the left of Greens Hill and the left corner, all 3 decks. There's a fair bunt. Turner charges, throws out Andrus, but he advances Kinsler to third with 1 out for Josh Hamilton.
Nice sacrifice bunt, man on second, bunt it hard, make the third baseman field it, and he got pretty much an automatic sacrifice.
Sacrifice 5-4. Turner throwing to the second baseman Tejada at first, and here's Josh hitting .297, 6 homers, 32 runs batted in. The best hitter in the history of interleague ball at .378. And with a 17-game home interleague hitting streak, during which he is hitting .438. 12 points better than Dustin Pedroia, the all-time list. Belfry falling behind him, 2 balls and no strikes. And got him on what looked maybe the split change. He added that pitch last year, and first half of 2010 it was deadly until hitters finally figured out they could just lay off of it, and it's going to end up below the strike zone. Outside with the fastball, 3-1. Kinsler at third after his leadoff double in the sacrifice. Hamilton, then Adrian Beltre on deck. As the Rangers try to jump out here in the first. Base hit right field, 1-0 Rangers.
Yeah, that looked like the hanging splitter right there. That's probably the pitch that's given up some home runs this year. He's lucky that wasn't a home run. The only reason it wasn't, he just didn't get it up in the air. The pitch is inside half, right down the middle of the plate, really. And he's definitely lucky that wasn't a home run.
RBI number 33 for Josh Hamilton. And here is Adrian Beltre. 3 straight singles to open the homestand of the Houston series, and since then 0 for his last 10. Adrian still in the top 5 and runs batted in with 53. Stuck on 12 homers quite a while, only 1 homer in his last 24 games. So he is definitely due, maybe overdue, maybe worth a Tom Grieve called home run later on in the game.
Well, why not right now?
Why not right now? Pelfrey's given up 13.
Now's a good time for it. Let's try it right now.
Well, there it is.
I like that. That's collaboration right there. That's called a team effort. I just needed a little nudge, Dave. Thank you.
That's all it took. Adrian Beltre's first home run in 14 games, as called by Tom Green. It's 3-0.
Well, a lot of times to get the home run, it takes a good pitch to hit. And it looked like he got a fastball right down the middle of the plate. He's keeping that helmet on so they can't touch his head. Only question would be, would it get up high enough to sneak out of the ballpark? It was a line shot. It's like a fastball right down the middle of the plate. And he puts a beautiful swing on it.
2 balls and no strikes to Michael Young. It was pretty close. Barely cleared that inner wall. Smile of relief, maybe, for Adrian Beltre as Young grounds out for the second out of the first inning. He thought it might have enough. And around first base, went into the home run trot.
Beltre came into the game tied for 5th in RBIs with 53. He's up that total now.
And now Nelly Cruz takes strike 1. Nelson playing against the team he originally signed with back in 1998. First time he has ever faced the Mets. And Cruz comes in on a pretty good roll. 4 for 11, 2 homers in the 3 games against the Astros. And a 6-game hitting streak in which he's batting .400. And Pelfrey gets him on strikes. That ends the Ranger first. They get 3 runs. The big blast, the 2-run shot by Adrian Beltre. 3-0 after 1. Joel Thomas.
Thanks, Dave. Hey, a lot of people out here having a good time. How you like those home runs? Woo! Yeah, but we're over here in the community corner because there's somebody that wants some help from Rangers fans. The March of Dimes. Now, 500,000 babies are born in the U.S. prematurely every year. The March of Dimes Healthy Babies Are Worth the Wait program aims to prevent preterm birth. They're having some success, but they want Rangers fans to help. You can find out how by going to marchofdimes.com to join the fight. Dave?
All right, Joel. Scott Hairston leading off the Mets' second inning. And he takes ball one and now ball two. Hairston batting .258 on the year. 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. This is his 6th start. And he has hit .333. 2 homers in his first 5. This one he pops up left side of the infield. And coming right down to Elvis Andrus, just about in his tracks. Hairston, the DH tonight for the Mets. First out of the 2nd inning. And now the catcher, Ronnie Paulino. One of the biggest catchers in baseball, 6'3", 250. And on a 1-year free agency contract with the Mets. Last year with the Florida Marlins. Got into 91 games and then got into some trouble with Major League Baseball, which placed him on the restricted list August 20th, and for the rest of the season for a banned substance, which he took, he said, in a diet pill. So that ended his 2010 campaign and moved on up the coast to the Mets.
Well, that essentially is what an amphetamine is, a diet pill. Generally, baseball players who have taken an amphetamine aren't doing it to lose weight. Not saying that's not why he took it, but it is unusual for a player to be taking a diet pill during the season. He's a big guy, but he's not fat. He's just a big guy.
Big guy and on a pretty good roll his last 8 games. That one in on his fist. Nelson Cruz over near the line. And there's the 2nd out of the 2nd inning. Matt Harrison walked the leadoff man in the first, Reyes, and has retired 5 straight since then. Now the center fielder Angel Pagan hitting .242, 2 homers and 19 runs batted in. They got a switch hitter out of Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, 4th round draft pick in 1999. 7 years later, made it to the majors. And lines a shot past Beltre. First base hit for the Mets. A 2-out single here in the 2nd by Pagan.
Well hit ball by Pagan. Pagan had a good year last year. Not performing quite the same way so far this year. But he's a threat to run. He's 11 out of 14 stealing bases. Stole 37 bases last year.
So he is aboard with 2 outs for the first baseman Daniel Murphy.
Mets are missing 2 key guys. Ike Davis, first baseman, David Wright, their 3rd baseman. Probably 2 of their middle of the order guys. David Wright, probably their best player. One of their best players for sure. And Ike Davis, an up and coming good young player.
Runner goes. The pitch fouled off. David Wright still 3 weeks from leaving the disabled list, suffering from a stress fracture in his lower back. And without his bat, they are a fairly punchless group. Only one man in this lineup with more than 4 home runs. That is Beltran with 10. Murphy fouling that one back, and it's 1-2. Ruben Tejada would be next. Murphy keeps the 2nd inning going. That's come in having beaten Oakland 4-1. Chris Capuano 6 scoreless innings on 5 hits, helping the Rangers keep their margin over the A's at 6 games. Just outside 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mets in their last 6 series have won 4, split 1, and lost 1. Now on the road for 13 of their next 16 games. They're a game over 500 on the road, 19 and 18 as this trip begins. In interleague play so far this year, they're 4 and 5. Last year, they were 13 and 5, their best year ever in interleague play. Inside at a full count. Third full count for Harrison through the first 8 men in the New York lineup tonight. Matt working on 5 days rest. When he's had at least 5 days rest this year, he is 4 and 2. And he gets the strikeout of Murphy. Second strikeout. Both have ended the first 2 innings. No runs on a hit, 1 left for the Mets. 3-0 Rangers. First, let's check in with Joel Thomas with a very special guest.
Yeah, we are fortunate to have one of the biggest names, if not one of the biggest men in North Texas sports, Dirk Nowitzki. And Dirk, you got a chance to come out here today and throw out the first pitch. What was the reception like, and how'd the pitch go?
Well, the reception was amazing. I mean, it's been a great ride. I mean, the fans have been with us every step of the way. The parade was an unbelievable experience. So the fans have been unbelievable. And the first pitch, all I wanted to do was keep it high. Everybody made fun of me. Don't bounce it, don't bounce it. So I try to keep it high.
It was high, all right.
It was a little high. I think it was a ball.
Yeah, maybe, unless it was you up at the plate, right?
No,
yeah,
I know, but it's better to keep it high, I heard, so that's what I did.
Well, what's it been like? I mean, just standing here on the balcony with you, the fans are going nuts. And you had the parade and singing "We Are the Champions." What's it been like since the championship? Was it crazy?
We've been soaking it all in. It's been busy, obviously, after the last 2 weeks. It's been a crazy time. I'll remember the time for the rest of my life, though. The parade was amazing. Just the reception, the city has been going nuts. So it's been an amazing ride. I've been here for 13 years now, and they've been supporting me all the way. So that was great.
And you've been a big Ranger fan all that time, too.
Yeah, we came here like 6-7 years ago with Steve, and I already got to throw out the first pitch. It was high then. And last year I came when they had that great run. We watched the Yankees game in the playoffs, the one we won, and then they ended up winning the series and going to the World Series. So, so baseball is a fun sport, and got to meet some of those guys. Been good friends with Michael Young over the years, and Yeah, the Rangers are great.
All right, now you're not going to get out there and sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," are you?
You know, after 2 weeks of hard partying, my voice is a little gone. So We Are the Champions, I already took a lot of heat for it, how bad my voice was. So I'm thinking I'm going to pass on the singing.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be selling too many CDs of that, man.
No, not really, unfortunately.
All right, man, and hopefully your good luck will rub off. We'll get another win here with your presence tonight.
No, it'll be great. I mean, they had an amazing run last year and obviously fell a little short, and so did we in 06. So hopefully they can, in the next couple of years here or even this year, get back to the big stage and win it all. That'll be amazing.
Two championship teams in one town in 1 year. That'd be awesome. All right, Dave, back to you.
All right, and Yorvi Torrealba scores just a base hit with one out here in the second inning. You know, I can't remember seeing anyone enjoy the moment more than Dirk Nowitzki has enjoyed this moment as an NBA champion.
You know, the other thing I would like to say about Dirk is I don't see too many athletes who consistently give a more considerate and honest interview than he does. He's very, very receptive to the press. He treats them graciously, and he gives honest, well thought out, well spoken answers. I'll give him a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, like that comment about 2 weeks of hard partying.
Yeah,
that's pretty candid.
Yeah,
but what else?
But you know what? Why wouldn't he be doing that?
Like I said, he is enjoying the moment and well deserving. Time for him to bask in the sun.
Well, that was, you know, you read a lot about how the Mavericks became America's team just because people didn't want Miami to win. Well, you know, when you're close to them, like all of us in the Metroplex are, and you read about them every day, you watch them, that was a very good team to root for. A bunch of good guys on their team. There wasn't anything about that team that wasn't likable.
Well, it's some moment here to have an NBA champion, MVP of the finals, on to root on the defending American League champions.
It's great.
Never before. David Murphy walks on 4 pitches. Pelfrey's first walk in over 3 games. He did not walk a single batter in his last 3 starts. But he walks the number 9 hitting Murphy here. Torrealba down to second with 1 out. And here's Ian Kinsler, who doubled to begin the game, in and out of the glove of the diving Jason Bay in left center field. Numbers starting to climb for Ian.
Well, Pelfrey's coming off a good game. He beat the Angels 6-1. Complete game. Didn't walk a batter, struck out 5, 123 pitches. But as we've mentioned, he has struggled on the road. He's been way better at home than he has on the road. Almost 4 runs better at home.
One ball and 1 strike. Pelfrey was the Mets' opening day starter, but did not really show that he was up to shouldering the role of ace. So,
you know, Pelfrey, I think he's got good stuff. He's a good, solid pitcher, but probably not a top of the rotation guy. He's probably a solid 3rd or 4th starter. There's nothing wrong with that.
Kinsler way out in front of that one. 2-2.
Looking fastball himself right there.
And a called strike 3 with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Second strikeout for Mike Pelfrey. Second out of the second inning.
There's a lot of guys that looks like a strike. With Ian right on top of the plate, it actually looks like it's outside. Nope. According to the tracker, it caught the outside corner. Just the way that Paulino caught that ball and brought it back toward him made it look like it was outside.
Really the definition of a borderline strike, but he got it. And now up to Elvis Andrus to try and take advantage of the scoring opportunity here. Elvis sacrificed Kinsler to third back in the first, and he scored on the Hamilton single. Two balls and no strikes. Elvis, another Ranger who loves the National League pitching. .344. He has hit in 13 of those 15 interleague games. Look for something good to hit there. 2-0. Instead, it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, this is probably not what Pelfrey wants to do right here. Walk Elvis to get to Hamilton.
Hasn't seen too many 3-0 counts over the last month or so. 3 straight starts with no walks. And there's a strike, close to his second walk of the inning.
Well, Elvis has seen the fastball. You have to think he's going to get another fastball right here. If you decide to swing at it, you need to make sure it's a good pitch to hit.
And he gets that one through on the right side. Base hit. The brakes are thrown up with Torrealba about a third of the way toward home plate. Dave Anderson racing down the line to make sure you're being held up there. And the bases are loaded for Josh Hamilton.
He wanted to wait as long as he could to make the decision. But he factors in a lot of things right here. The ball's hit hard right at Beltran in right field. Beltran has a good arm. Torrealba is not a fast runner, and Josh Hamilton is the next hitter. All those things are factored into Dave's decision, and he only has a split second to make up his mind. Decided to hold Torrealba. That was a good call. And now Josh hits with the bases loaded. But also a nice job by Elvis, who did get a good pitch to hit on the 3-1 pitch and drilled it.
That would have been a shame to get the third out of that inning at the plate with Josh on deck.
Nope, and I'm sure that factored into Dave's decision.
So visit by the Mets pitching coach Dan Worthen wraps up. And here is Josh, who singled in Kinsler on a 3-1 pitch in the first. Goes after the first pitch and pops it up. It will make the seats. Pelfrey already hit by the home run bug tonight. The 2-run homer by Beltre following that first inning single by Josh. His 14th home run allowed this year. 2 more than all of last year. Next home run for Josh will be career number 100. This one slicing down the line, and it is foul. Just past the tarp, but it's no balls and 2 strikes. Three 3-0 lead here looks good. Base hit makes it look even better. With Matt Harrison on the mound, due for some good luck. If anybody in baseball is due for some things to break his way, it is Matt Harrison. And a couple of multi-run innings right out of the gate would be a welcome change for Matt. Just foul past Torrealba. Harrison, of course, last time out on Saturday came back after a rain delay of 2 hours and 15 minutes in Atlanta. Only to see that turn into a no decision. Pelfrey's 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. 2 strikeouts in the second inning for Mike Pelfrey. He leaves the bases loaded. It's 3-0 after 2. by Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com today. Toyota, moving forward. And by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Just about a packed house tonight at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington for the first of three between the Rangers and the New York Mets. 0-0 Texas heading into the third. Dave Barnett along with Tom Grieve. And Matt Harrison has allowed only one base hit through two. He has struck out two. And he'll face the number 9 hitting second baseman Ruben Tejada to lead off the third. Tejada, 21-year-old from Veraguas, Panama. Made his major league debut last year, 78 games, hit .213. And currently in a 3-for-25 slump.
That's a rapid ascent to the big leagues. Getting to the big leagues when you're 20.
Yeah, he moved really quickly through their system.
Got a happy birthday wish, Dave. L.D. Lewis, longtime Ranger employee and an all-around good guy, will be 90 years old tomorrow. L.D., I hope you're watching, and if you are, hopefully the Rangers will bring home a win for you. Hope you're feeling good. And everyone with the Rangers sends their best. Happy 90th birthday tomorrow.
Tejada barely stays alive, and you saw his recent struggles. Most of his trouble on the road. He is a .313 hitter at Citi Field this year, .236 away. Two balls and two strikes. Tejada, then the top of the order, Reyes and Turner here in the third inning. Harrison about to throw his 40th pitch. Needed only 14 to get through the second. And a strikeout of Tejada. Number 3. Including the last two. Murphy to end the second. Tejada here to begin the third.
Yeah, he just throws this 95-mile-an-hour pitch right by Tejada. Gave him a good assortment of different speeds in that at bat. He was out in front of some off-speed pitches and a little bit behind that nice fastball.
Here is Reyes, who walked to begin the game and takes a curve inside. Jose Reyes on the short list for first half MVP candidates. And there are also already some people in New York, columnists, who are saying, you know, Derek Jeter's about to have his 3,000th hit, but he's on the way out. It's time for the Yankees to be the next destination for Jose Reyes. That has got to absolutely infuriate Mets fans.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the Yankees are going to work that out with Cano at second.
Yeah.
A-Rod at third and Jeter at short with 2 more years at $19 million left on his contract. That's a tough one right there.
That's in there for a strike.
Same thing Reyes did last time. Took a couple of pitches. He's mad. Look like he's mad that he took that 3-1 pitch. He had a choice. He's taken all the way.
Sends that one high in the air to left center field, and Josh Hamilton is there.
Want to thank Amanda, Caitlin, Stephanie, and Trey Reaper from Waxahachie, Texas. They sent up Dave the cupcakes. Now, you didn't get the pie last time, so if you want a cupcake, I'm telling you ahead of time, they're still there.
Nutter Butter. Put my name on one, shouldn't I?
You could. Nutter Butter Surprise and Oreo cupcakes. They're delicious. And also, the queen of all sweets, our cookie lady, Shirley Coast. Her famous pineapple pecan with caramel icing cookies. Thank you, Shirley.
Justin Turner sends that one into the seats. Third baseman hit into a fielder's choice of the first.
You probably won't believe this, Dave, but there are people out there that really don't like it when I talk about food, and I appreciate that. I understand why. But if they want to blame somebody, they should blame Shirley Coast, the cookie lady. She's the first one that sent up the sweets. That started it all. So Don't blame me, blame Shirley.
It all started with the cookie lady.
Yep.
Sharp ground ball. Elvis Andrews handles it. And Matt Harrison has his first 1-2-3 inning. He has one hit. The Mets through 3. The Rangers lead by 3. Third, responsible for 2 of the 3 first inning runs with his 13th home run of the year, just over the wall in left center field. And Pelfrey starts him with strike 1. Beltre, Young, and Cruz in the Ranger third. And climbing the ladder there, gets ahead of him, 0-2.
Yeah, I'll give Pelfrey credit for pitching out of that bases loaded jam, striking out Josh. Threw him a high fastball and got him to miss it. And challenged him with it.
Struck out Kinsler with 2 on. And the Elvis single to load him up. Trying to strike out Beltre here. Ground ball to second, handled by Tejada. Here are the Texans Can Academy runs for kids. Hamilton, RBI single in the first, scoring Kinsler after his leadoff double, and then Beltre with his first home run in 14 games. Right off the car, not the kid. 1 gone. Here's Michael Young. He grounded it to Tejada his first time up. Michael working on a 9-game hitting streak, coming in at 368. He went through his week and a half, 2-week cold spell. He has come back, and over the last 9 games, hitting about as well as he has all year. Batting average back up to 6th. He briefly fell out of the top 10. And today it's as high as it has been since June 5th. Shortstop Reyes bobbles, no play.
It looked like Reyes just laid back and let that ball play him.
That is the 10th error this season on Jose Reyes.
Took a little hop, came off the heel of his glove.
First error of this game. Young aboard, 1 out, and here's Nelson Cruz. He struck out to end the first. Rangers going after these first pitches from Pelfrey here. He has shown a terrific control. Again, did not walk a batter in his last 3 starts. Clearly figuring he's going to come right after him, try and get ahead. Nelson laying off that one a little bit high. Pelfrey out of Wichita Heights High School. And picked Wichita State over Tampa Bay. He was a 15th round pick by the Devil Rays, as they were then known, in 2002. Junior year broke Darren Dreifert's single season ERA record for the Shockers, 2.18. And it paid off because that year, 05, he became a first round pick by the Mets. Didn't even take up baseball until he was 11. His friend said, we need one more player for our team. So he was talked into baseball. He was always a better basketball player. As big as he is, always played center. Baseball came a little later. At 6'7", 230. Trying to even his record at 5-5 this year. And he misses away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shot toward the right side. Tejada flags it down and throws out Cruz for the second out. Young now in scoring position for Mitch Moreland.
A nice play by Tejada. Hard hit ball by Nelly. Like it had a shot to be a base hit. It's very similar play as Ian had early in the game. Ian was able to catch the ball and still get the force out at second. Tejada, the ball's a little farther away from him. He couldn't turn around and get the out at second, so Michael's in scoring position. But he did get the out at first.
So here's Moreland. He grounded to first his first time up. And he goes after the first pitch and pops it up. And Reyes stumbles but hangs on to it for out number 3. Well,
he's put a little flair on that catch. Didn't count on falling down.
An adventurous third inning for the Mets. Shortstop commits an error. Almost 2. Question. Nolan Ryan, one of 2 players from the first Major League draft in 1965 to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Name the other. Nolan Ryan, out of Alvin High School, of course. And a grounder to shortstop to retire Beltran. And let's check in with Joel Thomas.
Well, Dave, a lot of people forget that the great Nolan Ryan also played with the Mets, and they're having a special reunion out here tonight. The 69 Mets Wives Club, and Ruth Ryan and Nancy Seaver, Tom Seaver's better half, and Nolan Ryan's better half are here. And you put this together, Ruth, why?
Well, we got together in New York, how many years ago? 3 or 4 years ago?
Yes, it was the 40th anniversary of the 69 season.
Right, and we just, us wives, wanted to try to get together again, and we had so much fun. And so when I was looking at the schedule in April, I said, well, the Mets are going to play the Rangers this year in June. Maybe I could get everyone to meet in Texas. It's kind of in the middle of the country. So we did it, and it's wonderful. We had a great turnout. We have like 16 wives from that year.
And what's it been like inside?
Noisy with a lot of fun.
Lots of talking and laughing, a great time.
And enjoying a great ball game. Thank you, ladies, both very much. They interrupted their dinner to come out here. And as you might expect, a very classy dinner and baseball on 2 different screens, 2 different games, Dave.
I would expect that, actually. I'm sure they're having a big time. 3-0 pitch. Jason Bay taking all the way for a strike. Nolan Ryan, by the way, a 10th round pick, 1965 by the Mets. And a line drive, base hit to right field. The second base hit allowed by Matt Harrison. Talked about Nancy Seaver's husband, Tom. First round pick. 1966 out of USC. On to 1969 World Series heroics. Dealing the Baltimore Orioles misery in the Miracle Mets season of 1969, featuring fireballing reliever by the name of Nolan Ryan. Here's Scott Hairston, and after ball 1, Torrealba out now for a word with Matt Harrison. 56 pitches, only 31 strikes, 25 balls. But he still only walked the first batter of the game, Jose Reyes, and has allowed just 2 harmless singles to this point. Nolan Ryan that year, just known as a country hardballer from Alvin. Really, at that point, Tom didn't have a whole lot of idea where the ball was going to go, but you knew it would get there in a hurry.
Yeah, you knew it might come right at your head, too, so you weren't digging in, that's for sure.
Well, after the talk, Harrison misses again to Hairston, and it's 2-0. Former President Bush on hand again tonight. He's made a number of games this year. Two-0 pitch. Bounced right to Kinsler. Steps on the bag. Easy. 4-3 double play. Harrison faces the minimum. Even with a base hit in the 4th, it's still 3-0 Rangers. Trivia question for tonight. Nolan Ryan, one of two players from the first MLB draft, 1965, of the Hall of Fame. The other, Johnny Bench, out of Anadarko High School, Binger, Oklahoma. A second-round pick by the Cincinnati Reds in 1965. He signed for the princely bonus sum of $6,000.
As a second-round draft choice?
Yes.
Wow.
Nolan Ryan, a 10th-round pick.
In baseball, you wonder why you have agents nowadays.
Hey, as recently as 1982, Kirby Puckett signed for a $20,000 bonus. 0-2 to Torrealba, then Murphy and Kinsler in the Ranger fourth. Rangers 3 runs in the first. Kinsler led with a double. Sacrificed to third by Andrews, singled home by Hamilton. Beltre followed with a 2-run home run. And here's Torrealba, who singled his first time up. Continuing his hot hitting of late. Last 14 games, his average up at around a .425 clip, and he sends that one a long way but foul. Players drafted that decade, the draft instituted in 1965, who went on to the Hall. Bench and Ryan from the first class, Seaver and Reggie Jackson in '66, Carlton Fisk in '67, and Bert Blyleven. Third-round pick that year by the Twins. At age 19, he became a major leaguer the next year, 1970. Finally made the Hall of Fame this year. Years overdue. And if you got that 1968 rookie card, you're probably retired today. If you had any idea what it would be worth back then. Shot up the middle, Torrealba.
He's putting the bat on the ball, boy.
Went down and got that one. He is 2 for 2.
Ball hard his first time up the middle. Hard base hit. Got his average up over 260 now. That's a pretty tough sinker to hit right there.
Just to get any kind of contact is tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
That much of a downward break.
Yep. To hit it that hard is pretty nice.
It's the Rangers' 6th base hit. And here is Murphy, who walked on 4 pitches his first time up. David did not get into any of the 3 games against his hometown Houston Astros. Team he followed as a youngster growing up in Houston. Big Jeff Bagwell fan, Craig Biggio fan. Ron Washington trying to get Murphy in at least once a series. 2 for his last 17. And a chopper here to the second baseman, Tejada. Can't get the tag. Barely gets the throw to first in time to get Murphy.
Good base running by Torrealba to elude the tag. Tejada had to get it to first base quickly, or he wouldn't have gotten David. You can go out of the baseline 3 feet. 3 feet from the direct line between you and the base. He obviously wasn't 3 feet. Might have been a foot out of the baseline. But it was enough to elude the tag and be in scoring position rather than play.
So 1 out. Torrealba scoring position for Kinsler. And he lays down a bunt. Pelfrey in time for the out at first. Torrealba down to third with 2 outs.
It was almost a base hit. He just needed to get it down the third baseline a little bit more. It's a little bit too much to the pitcher, and Pelfrey makes a nice play. Fielded it and fired a strike to first base. If he gets it down the third baseline and bunts it a little bit harder, then it's an easy base hit.
So here is Elvis Andrews, the Rangers tonight with runners in scoring position, 2 for 5. Elvis 1 for 1, a sacrifice in the first, single with 2 outs in the second to load the bases, but then Pelfrey Came back to strike out Hamilton on 3 pitches. Here's a shot up the middle, base hit, RBI, 4-0 Rangers.
That's what you're looking for, those 2-out hits. Right when you think, oh man, looks like Pelfrey's going to pitch out of this, bang, line shot up the middle. 2 well-hit balls by Elvis. That's Elvis's swing. He's trying to inside out the ball, go back up the middle. Pelfrey's ducking on that line shot. Second ball in a row hit hard by Elvis.
Drives in his 30th run of the year. A 4-run lead now, and here is Hamilton, who singled in a run and scored in the first. Then that strikeout with the bases loaded in the second, and he wails at that one and misses. Josh's home hitting streak now in interleague play up to 18 straight games. Four runs on 7 hits, no errors, 4 left for the Rangers. No runs on only 2 hits, an error, and 2 left for the Mets. First of 3 tomorrow at 3. Alexi Ogando against John Neese on Fox. You can find that telecast, and then on Fox Sports Southwest Sunday afternoon at 2. Some of your pocket schedules may have that as a night game at 7. It's a 2:05 first pitch on the air at 2 for Derek Holland against UTA's Dylan G, who is 7-1 for the Mets this year. Just off the plate there, a ball and a strike. A swing and a miss, and a throw into center field. Andrus will hang on at second base, his 22nd stolen base of the year.
Quick throw by Paulino. If he threw it in the air, he might have had a chance, but he got rid of it quickly. Couldn't get rid of it accurately, and it bounces past Reyes.
So Elvis in scoring position now with 2 outs. Pelfrey ahead of Hamilton, a ball and 2 strikes. Up high, 2-2. Oakland playing at Philadelphia tonight. They are scoreless in the top of the 8th inning. Matching 2 hitters in progress. Guillermo Moscoso against Worley in that matchup. 0-0. 2 hits for the A's, 2 hits for the Phillies. Action later on. Angels at the Dodgers. Mariners against Florida in Seattle, a home game for the Marlins. Because of a U2 concert at the Marlins home park, Sun Life Stadium, they had to move that series to Seattle. But the Mariners, the visitors, they're staying in their home locker room and dugout. But how strange is that? That's the second time a U2 concert has affected the schedule. The Angels on a 2-week road trip, so they can set up the stage, have the concert, and tear it down at Angel Stadium.
Well, U2's pretty big, aren't they?
I saw that show, and if anything is worth rearranging a schedule, it's the U2 360 tour. Hamilton lofts that one not deep out to left field, and Jason Bay is there and ends the Ranger 4th, but another run on 2 base hits. Elvis Andrus drives in the run to make it 4-0 for Matt Harrison. A21 is brought to you by Sports City Toyota. Come see us at sportscitytoyota.com. And by Whataburger, just like you like it. On to the 5th inning. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve. Rangers leading 4-0. And Andres Blanco is taking over at shortstop for Elvis Andrus. And Tom, you think Elvis may have banged up his hand?
Well, it looked like coming off the field, he was shaking his head, very disappointed, and there it is right there. His left hand got caught underneath him. Not sure what he did, but he was pointing. He came into the dugout after the inning. He walked down into the tunnel and with a really disappointed look on his face, shaking his hand. And it looked like as he slid, his left hand got caught underneath him and he bent it. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that that's not a serious injury. In the meantime, Andres Blanco can play some shortstop, and he'll just have to get the job done out there.
A ball and a strike to Ronnie Paulino, the Mets catcher, who flied to right his first trip. Trying to shake it off after he got it caught underneath on that head first slide on his 22nd stolen base of the year. Matt Harrison has faced only one over the minimum in his last 3 innings, only 2 over the minimum through 4. He's allowed 2 base hits, 2 out single in the second by Pagan, and a 1 out single by Bay in the 4th. He was immediately erased on a Scott Hairston 4-3 double play ball. Out of play, 3-2.
Yeah, it's really kind of an unusual game going in that there's only 1 walk. There's only been a couple of hits. But he's thrown 34 strikes and 28 balls. So he's made the most out of the strikes that he's thrown.
That one slugged into right center field over Hamilton's head and off the wall. So a leadoff double for Ronnie Paulino to begin the Mets' 5th inning. His 4th double, the Mets' 3rd hit, their first extra base hit of the night.
Well, that one got up in the air and just jumped out there. Not necessarily a pitch you'd expect to be hit 380 feet to right center field, but nice job by Paulino turning that pitch out of the strike zone into an extra base hit.
So he's in scoring position for the center fielder Angel Pagan, who singled his first time up. First ball hitting. And Harrison, his first career appearance against the New York Mets. And the foul back by Pagan. Just 4 for 20 on the homestand. They just wrapped up. Ended at 0 for 8 with that first base hit. Hitting well, though, over about a month since he came off the DL. Just the 3rd series ever between these two clubs. That one bounces away from Torrealba halfway to third. Paulino thinks better of it and beats a hasty retreat. Torrealba able to keep this in front of him, and it would have been a short throw if he had had to throw to third. He was almost halfway up the line himself. Mets played here back in June of 03, won 2 out of 3. 5 years later, June of 08, they also won 2 out of 3 at Shea Stadium. Only the Cardinals have played the Rangers in fewer games. There's only been 1 series matching St. Louis and the Rangers. Mets enjoyed interleague play last year almost as much as the Rangers did. They were 13-5. Win tonight, it will be 5-5 against the AL this year. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ranger pitching has been superb in 9 games against the National League this year. They have the 4th best earned run average in the majors, 244. Opponent batting average only 208. That is 2nd best in the majors. Cruz started back, now comes in to make the running catch for the first out of the Mets' 5th. Hitting the road, take the Rangers with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Rangers game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit TexasRangers.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. 1 out, Paulino at second still, and here's the first baseman Daniel Murphy, who struck out his first trip. Murphy yesterday, the 4-1 win over Oakland, tied his career high with 3 hits. 15th time he's had a 3-hit game.
Good fastball right there by Matt. 69 pitches, 95 miles an hour with that good pitch on the outside corner. Trying to strand that leadoff double.
Out in front of him 0-2. Harrison threw 20 pitches to get through the first with a leadoff walk to Reyes. That is still the only walk he's issued. And look how efficiently the last 4 innings have gone. Just 10 pitches in the 4th despite a base hit. Got the double play ball off of Scott Hairston's grounder to second. 3 strikeouts, 3 hits, only the 1 walk. And the 0-2 pitch to Daniel Murphy. That ends up in the upper suites, well back behind third base. This is very close to a sellout. I don't know if it'll be quite official capacity, but there are very few empty seats around Rangers Ballpark in Arlington tonight.
Nothing down below, and maybe the far reaches of the upper deck, there's some empty seats.
Torrealba, another block.
A good job by Torrealba blocking those balls. He had a couple of pass balls that he was disappointed with. On balls that he didn't block, he tried to stab at and catch. That's how you block them. Go down on your knees, put your glove between your legs, and just let the ball hit your chest, and then go pick it up. That's the way you do it.
Had to kind of go through Murphy to get to that one, too. He didn't exactly scramble out of his way. Murphy not fishing for that one outside. 2-2. Well, that group of political heavyweights continues to make its way around the ballpark.
Those masks are funny, boy. That's quite a conglomeration of
yes,
VIPs right there.
I wonder if they've gone by the only actual former president in the ballpark. Well, maybe they're headed down that way. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure he'd like to greet some of his former colleagues. Murphy hanging in 2-2, and a weak ground ball right side. This will be a tough play, and Moreland will make no play. Infield hit, Paulino to third. Runners on the corners with 1 out for Tejada. Just a good swinging bunt for Daniel Murphy.
Not much you can do about this. It's just hit where no one can make a play on it. Murphy's going to beat Harrison to the bag before Mitch can get him the ball, and Mitch did the right thing. Hang on to it.
So now 2 of the 4 New York hits here in the 5th inning. And Tejada struck out swinging his first time up. Now in a 3-for-26 slump. Now the Rangers will play hoping for their second straight inning-ending double play here. Tejada has only grounded into 2 double plays. in his first 32 games. Line shot, base hit up the middle. Paulino scores, and it's 4-1. RBI number 12 for Ruben Tejada on the very first pitch of his second at bat. He scorches one to center field. Word on Elvis Andrus comes in. He left with a sprained left wrist and will be further evaluated. Mike Maddox out for a conference on the mound as Harrison's run into his first real trouble tonight. Our Ford leaderboard tonight. League leader in average hits, runs, and triples since 1946. Jose Reyes leads in all those categories this year. Have to go back to Rod Carew in 1977, Stan Musial in 48, and again in 46. That is some ultra exclusive company. And some Met fans who are reacting to some of the thoughts circling around New York that maybe Reyes needs to come over and become a Yankee. Goes after the first pitch, ground ball, Beltre out at third, double play.
That'll do it. That was a nice message from Mike Maddox.
One top followed by two quick outs, and it's still 4-1. Brought to you by Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com today. Toyota, moving forward. And we move into the bottom of the fifth inning, and Adrian Beltre, who just kicked off that inning-ending 5-3 double play. Strike one. Beltre in the first, a two-run home run, his 13th of the year. Homerless his previous 13 games. Last time up, he grounded to second. He's got to the big blow in this game for the Rangers. Turned in one of the biggest defensive plays there, as the Mets had already scored one run and had men in first and second with only one out. Sky high major league pop up here, and it will come back into the seats.
Oh, watch out. That hit awful soft, like it hit somebody.
I think it hit a hot dog. A soft landing.
If it did that, if it hit a hot dog, that hot dog is squished, boy. Those hot dogs look okay.
I think they're still edible. Probably have Rawlings imprinted somewhere on them. And a chopper right back to Pelfrey for the first out. Adrian 1 for 3. And now Michael Young. Michael has grounded to second. Last time reached on an error by Reyes. Night in which Dirk Nowitzki threw out the first pitch. This will be back out of play.
I want to say hi to Charlie Lowe. You know where he is tonight watching the Rangers? He's in Glasgow.
Really?
Big Ranger fan. Going to be here in August to watch a game. I hope you're watching right now in Glasgow. Didn't know you could see a Ranger game over there.
I didn't either.
But
Shout out to the Scots.
Yep. Thank you very much.
That A's-Phillies game still scoreless through 8.
Well, looking at the pitchers before that game started, I wouldn't have picked an 8-inning shutout in that game.
How about matching 2 hitters through 8?
Well, good for them. Now, I could see it against the A's. They don't exactly score a lot of runs. And even though the Phillies can score a lot of runs, they get shut out a lot too.
That game at the bottom of the 8th now. Phillies their best record in ball, 47-29. Michael trying to spray that one for an opposite field hit. Phillies 4 games up on the Braves in the East. Then the surprising Nationals, a game over 500. New York 4th place, a game under 500 and 9.5 back. Players this year hitting 300 with 20 doubles, 40 runs batted in. Michael Young, Miguel Cabrera, Adrian Gonzalez, Big Papi, and Hunter Pence. Good company there, including Gonzalez, the first half MVP, I think, in most people's minds, having an incredible first year with the Boston Red Sox. Michael weathering a couple of tough weeks. Coming back, and tonight trying to extend a hitting streak to 10 straight.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought Gonzalez had a great chance to be the MVP this year going to that team. It looks like he's right on track for it.
Young with a roller to the right side, thrown out by Tejada. 2 ground outs in the Rangers' 5th, and that to bring up Nelson Cruz.
Red Sox have an excellent chance to reach the postseason. And generally, those type of teams are the ones who get consideration for most valuable players. And if he maintains his average and keeps knocking in runs like he is, he'll be a prime candidate.
Good cut and a miss for Cruz, who was struck out and grounded to second. Tejada turning in a nice play to retire him in the 3rd. Pelfrey firing strikes here in the 5th inning at 90 pitches now, 58 strikes, only 32 balls. He walked Murphy in the 2nd, his first walk after his last 3 starts, not issuing a single base on balls. And a liner out to center field. Pagan runs that one down. And for Mike Pelfrey, he has his first 1-2-3 inning. We are through 5. Rangers 4, Mets 1. The Dannon display at your local Albertsons. To enter for a chance to meet Rangers shortstop Elvis Andrus, receive an authentic Rangers jersey signed by Elvis, and watch a Rangers game with 3 of your friends right behind home plate. Enter at Albertsons all during the month of June. Justin Turner, Carlos Beltran, Jason Bay in the Mets 6. They trail 4-1. They got their run on 3 hits in the 5th inning. Could have been more, except for an inning-ending double play grounder to third off the bat of the National League's leading hitter, Jose Reyes. Big a pitch as Matt Harrison has made all night, and he starts with strike 1 to Turner, who has reached on a fielder's choice and grounded to short. Good curve in there for strike 2.
I haven't seen a lot of curveballs from Matt tonight. He's thrown a lot of fastballs. Hasn't been able to hit the strike zone frequently with his off-speed pitches, though. Consequently, he's thrown a lot of fastballs.
80th pitch of the night. Fastball just inside. Says Jim Reynolds, umpiring behind the plate tonight. There's the curve again, but it stays up. 2-2. 4 runs on 7 hits. No errors, 5 left for the Rangers. A run on 5 hits, 1 error, 3 left for New York. Other interleague action tonight. Bottom of the 8th at Detroit. The Diamondbacks leading the Tigers 7-6. Reds and Orioles are tied at 4. As that will be in there in the gap in right center field for a base hit. Cruz fires it in to hold Turner to a single. And let's check in with Joel Thomas.
Well, we're here with Gary Blair, who's the head coach of the Lady Ags, who are the national champions. Congratulations, Coach Blair.
Thank you.
And I understand, too, you have another national title, perhaps. You're nominated for an ESPY Award for Best Team of the Year. Tell me about that.
Well, our team is nominated July the 13th, 14th, but we're in with the Dallas Mavericks, the Green Bay Packers, the Boston Bruins, and somebody else. So we're the only college team. So all you Aggies out there in North Texas and fans, vote for us. We need the help.
Yep, you can get online and do that. And Coach did tell me one story, too. He said he brought his wife out here for the first date. What was it,
1978, July the 3rd.
78, and then he found out his wife hates baseball and she hadn't been back since.
But we've been married for 32 years.
So it works out. Dave?
Yeah, I'd say he overcame that early gaffe. He had a fantastic run this year to the national championship. Beltran, a sky-high pop-up out to center field. Josh Hamilton for the first out of the 6th inning. At the Cincinnati-Baltimore game, 4-4 bottom of the 8th at Camden Yards. Bottom of the 7th at Pittsburgh. The Pirates leading Boston 3-1. Rockies leading at Yankee Stadium 4-2. Yankees batting bottom of the 8th. Oakland now batting in the top of the 9th at Philadelphia. Still matching 2-hit shutouts for the A's and the Phillies. Stutes on pitching now for Philadelphia. Down at Minute Maid Park, where the Rangers will play 3 next week. Tampa Bay shutting out Houston 5-0 in the top half of the 6th inning. Astros have 1 base hit. Another curve in there for a strike to Jason Bay, who has struck out and singled. James Shields throwing the 1-hit shutout through 5 for the Rays.
He's pitching himself right into the All-Star game. Been one of the best pitchers in the league all season long, right from day one.
Cubs at the Royals. Kansas City leading 4-3 bottom of the 5th. Minnesota 3, Milwaukee 2. Twins just got 3 in the top of the 6th, still batting at Miller Park. Shot up the middle and a base hit for Bay. His second straight. Turner at second base. And the Mets, down 3, have a threat here in the 6th inning. 2 on with 1 out for their DH Hairston. They got only 2 hits in the first 4 innings against Matt Harrison. A run on 3 hits in the 5th. 2 more base hits here in the 6th. Hairston has popped to short and grounded into an inning-ending 4-3 double play. Just his 6th start of the year. Matt Harrison, who had 6 of those groundouts in 1 game in April at Yankee Stadium, still leading the American League, most double play grounders induced. So here's Hairston, class of '99, Canyon del Oro High School in Tucson, 1 year ahead of Ian Kinsler, class of 2000. Hairston, born in Fort Worth, and has a son named Dallas. And from a great baseball family. Grandfather Sam played in the Negro Leagues, 1951. Crossed over to the White Sox. His uncle John with the Cubs in '69. His father, of course, Jerry Hairston, longtime major leaguer, 73 through '89. And his brother Jerry still has his career going with the Nationals. Action for the first time in the Ranger bullpen with Yoshi Tateyama beginning to loosen. Harrison at 90 pitches. Hoping for another double play ball here. He has gotten 2 so far tonight. Out of play, 1 and 2. Tateyama getting in more and more games to protect the lead, Tom. Earlier on, he was the guy in the bullpen that you would go to when games seemed out of hand, but Ron Washington putting more and more trust in him lately.
Well, he didn't pitch that great in spring training, and so I think he had to earn the right to pitch in these kind of games, and Ron worked him in slowly, worked him into some games that really weren't close games, and I think he impressed Ron, and he's impressed him with his ability to throw strikes. He's not an overpowering guy, but he's crafty, can locate his fastball. He's got a good curveball. And so he's earned the right to pitch in close games now. Ron's got confidence in him.
Turner leading off of second, Bay off of first. 1-2 pitch way up out of the zone and popped up into short right for Cruz, and he squeezes out number 2. Hairston going after a pitch way out of the strike zone there, it appears. So with 2 outs, here's the catcher Ronnie Paulino. Mets are 2 for 5 tonight with runners in scoring position. Paulino double leading off the 5th and scored their run. Ruben Tejada singled him home 3 batters later. And he has also flied out to Cruz and right. Harrison going more to the curveball now. 3rd time through the order. Matt's first 2 starts against the National League East, both very impressive. He beat the Phillies and then had a no decision coming back after the long delay at Atlanta. But with an .061 earned run average in those 2 games. 1 earned run at 14 2/3 innings. Counting tonight 2 earned runs in right at about 20 innings.
Well, Ron Washington was talking the other day about C.J. Wilson's last start, where he didn't really have his best stuff, but he battled through 7 innings. And that's kind of what Matt's doing right here. He doesn't have his best command, but he's making the pitches when he has to so far. Hasn't had the best command of his off-speed pitches, but he's out there battling. That's what it's all about.
Well, that really describes his season right there, battling. He's had so many things to have to work through.
Yeah, he had 3 starts in a row. He missed one with a blister, pitched with a kidney stone, then he got hit by a line drive. 3 pretty tough starts in the span of 10 or 12 days.
Lost a shutout to rain in the 4th. Came back after 2 hours and 15 minutes, only to see the bullpen turn that effort into a no decision, although the Rangers won it in 10. A very tough luck no decision for Matt. Kept him at 5-6 on the year, so a chance to get to 500 tonight. Paulino looking for something to drive here at 3-1, and he shoots it right at Ian Kinsler. That ends the inning. No runs on 2 hits, 2 men left after 5.5. Still 4-1. Sonic Slam inning brought to you by Sonic Drive-In. Tonight's jackpot is worth an even $2,100 plus dinner for 2 at a Sonic Drive-In. And tonight the Rangers are hitting for Ethel Scheckman from Fort Worth. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Ethel Scheckman from Fort Worth will win $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. 4-1 Rangers into the bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom third of the order against Pelfrey, Moreland, Torrealba, and Murphy.
Well, Matt's gotten out of the last couple of innings after a couple of hard hit balls. Reyes hit a hard smash to third with men on first and second and 1 out. Beltre turned it into a double play. And that line shot by the catcher was right at Ian, fortunately.
2 balls and a strike to Mitch. It's grounded to first, pop to short. Rangers got 3 in the first against Pelfrey. An RBI single by Hamilton and a 2-run homer by Beltre. And that one sent high in the air to medium center field. Pagan playing him just about perfectly for the first out of the 6th.
Yeah, that was a pitch we've seen Mitch juice a couple of times this year. Let it get in on him just a little bit.
So Moreland 0 for 3. Here's Torrealba 2 for 2, and he scored the 4th Ranger run after a leadoff single in the 4th. Elvis Andrews 3 batters later singled him home, and then sprained his left wrist while stealing second base and was replaced by Andres Blanco at shortstop. Phillies win that game in the 9th inning on a Ben Francisco single off of Brian Fuentes, 1-0. There is base hit number 3 tonight for Yorvit Torrealba.
Man is hot. All line drives too. These aren't little bloopers or little choppers. Most of his hits in this nice streak he's on have been just like this. Line drives all over the field.
Last 2 hits on sinkers. The second one, he really had to go down at golf about a foot off the plate. This one not quite as much downward dip to it, but he had to go get that one too. So he's 3 for 3 on with 1 out for David Murphy. Murphy has walked and grounded to second. Pelfrey about to throw his 99th pitch, 62 strikes, 36 balls. Two and 0 to Murphy. Ron Washington still very confident that David will get it cranking at some point this year. 3 balls and no strikes.
There's something about David standing at the plate that's bothering Pelfrey. Walked him in the second. He's 3-0 on him right now. 100 pitches for Pelfrey.
Well, his second 4-pitch walk to the 9-hitter in the Ranger lineup. And now with 1 out, 2 on for the top of the order, Ian Kinsler. Up first, pitching coach Dan Worthen will come out for a visit.
Pelfrey's had 2 or fewer walks in his last 12 starts. Manny Acosta is warming up.
Pelfrey at 101 pitches through 5 1/3. 4 runs all earned on 8 hits. First 2 walks in 4 starts. He had gone 3 straight without issuing a single free pass, and he's walked David Murphy, the number 9 hitter, twice tonight. 3 strikeouts, including Kinsler the second time up. Ian began the game with a double, scored the first Ranger run. He's also bunted into a 1-3 putout, and looks at strike 1. Pelfrey's gone at least 5 innings, all but a couple of starts this year. Sinking fastball in there for a strike. 1-2. Last outing for Pelfrey, the 123 pitch complete game win over the Angels 6-1. By far the most pitches he has thrown this year. Number 105 on the way. And that's headed to the gap, but Beltran goes back just a few steps to haul in the second out. Torrealba will make third. And the Rangers runners on the corners with 2 outs now for Blanco. Here's our Honda flashback moment. As he's stealing his 22nd base of the year, at left wrist caught under the dive, and he sprained the left wrist. Will undergo further evaluation, but between innings came out of the game, replaced by Andres Blanco, who will step up here. Elvis 2 for 2 with an RBI. For great deals, go to shophonda.com. Andres Blanco in an 0 for 16 over his last 6 games. Rangers tonight 5 for 8. 3 for 5, I beg your pardon, with runners in scoring position. 3 for 8 make it. Now we got it right. 3 for 8 runners in scoring position. First pitch in there to Blanco. If he reaches, Josh Hamilton on deck. Belfry here in the 6th. 2 flyouts, but a single and a walk. As Torrealba at third, Murphy at first. Outfield very shallow, swung toward the opposite field. Blanco's only RBI this year on a home run against the Kansas City Royals, his original major league club. And a ball and a strike.
I like to see him hit a long fly ball to left field, go right over base head.
In there, 1-2. Almost a medium fly ball would get over Bay's head. He's so shallow out there in left field. Action now for the first time tonight in the Ranger bullpen. Left-hander Darren Oliver is up. Tateyama was up earlier. Outside, 2-2. Belfry with men on, really grinding this pace tonight to a almost dead standstill here in the 6th inning. About to throw his 110th pitch. And Blanco trying an opposite field shot there. Keeps it 2-2. Game's about to start on the West Coast. The Freeway Series, matching the Angels and the Dodgers. And the Marlins at Seattle. But the Marlins are the home team. Ground ball right to Tejada, the second baseman. On to Murphy. And that ends the Ranger threat in the 6th. No runs a hit. 2 men left. We go to the 7th. Still 4-1. Is brought to you by Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com today. Toyota, moving forward. We move forward into the 7th inning. Dave Barnett along with Tom Grieve. Matt Harrison out to work to the bottom third of the Mets order. Angel Pagan, Daniel Murphy, and Ruben Tejada with a 4-1 lead. Harrison has scattered 7 base hits, 5 of which have come in the last 2 innings, but he's allowed only 1 run. So the Mets left 2 aboard in the 6th inning as he got Hairston to fly out, Paulino to line out with runners at first and second. And the center fielder Pagan 1 for 2, a single in the second. Last time up, he flied to right. Harrison at 99 pitches. Lifted high toward right center field, and it'll be Josh Hamilton. Pagan retired on just 2 pitches to begin the 7th inning. Our Toyota on the road interleague scoreboard tonight. Yankees losing now, bottom of the 9th, their last chance against the Rockies, down 4-2. Arizona by 1, bottom of the 9th at Detroit. Reds and Baltimore tied at 4 in the bottom of the 9th at Camden Yards. And we'll try and get the rest of the scoreboard to you. Murphy.
All right, try it again.
Retired by Harrison, 1 unassisted. Last time up, reached on a swinging bunt right over in that general area. Top of the 9th, Pittsburgh still leading the Red Sox 3-1. Philadelphia with the only run of the game at a Ben Francisco single in the bottom of the 9th. They shut out Oakland 1-0. Tampa Bay, bottom of the 7th, down at Minute Maid Park, leading the Astros 5-1. Washington and the White Sox scoreless in the 7th. Cubs and Royals tied at 4, top of the 7th, and Minnesota leading at Milwaukee 3-2, bottom of 7.
Well, Torrealba's out there just to give Matt a little bit of a breather after sprinting to first base. On his way to a quick inning right here if he gets Tejada quickly.
Yeah, he's had only one conventional 1-2-3 inning. That was the 3rd. He also retired the side on just 3 at-bats in the 4th with a base hit by Bay and a double play grounder by Hairston. Ruben Tejada drove in the only New York run, his 12th RBI of the season back in the 5th, scoring Paulino after his leadoff double. And rockets that one foul.
Yeah, nice to see that go foul. Last time I remember balls going down the third baseline, it was a couple in the Houston game, just barely fair. In the game that the Rangers lost late. Carlos Lee had one right down the line that started that inning.
I remember 1 or 2, and I believe it was Target Field that were ruled fair.
Yeah.
Didn't appear to be.
Yep.
Became pretty big plays. Harrison missing with the curve. He went to 3rd time through the order. It's been a hit or miss prospect at pitch tonight. 2-2 to Tejada. Aaron Oliver now stopping and watching out the bullpen as he strikes out Ruben Tejada. A 1-2-3 7th inning on only 8 pitches. 4th strikeout of the night. Stretch time at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. 4-1 Rangers. 4-1. The Lone Star Series concludes in Houston next week, and you're invited to join Rangers captain and the 6 shooters for a watching party at Texan Station at the Gaylord Texan in Grapevine next Thursday. Wear your Rangers gear to receive 10% off food purchases, plus enjoy drink specials and prize giveaways. Mike Pelfrey gone after 6 innings, 111 pitches, 4 runs, all earned on 8 hits. He struck out 3, walked 2, and gives way to Manny Acosta. First ball hitting Hamilton, rolls over on that one, out to Tejada. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Numbers don't look too good, but small sample. He's only pitched 5 2/3 innings. That first pitch to Josh was 95 miles an hour, so it looks like he's got a pretty good arm.
Acosta has been scored on 3 of his 6 outings, up from AAA Buffalo 3 weeks ago today. Big blow of this game, Adrian Beltre on Tom Greaves' called shot. A 2-run blast in a 3-run first inning. Number 13 on the year. Since then, he has grounded out to second and back to the mound. Up against the 6'4", 213-pounder out of Panama. Tomahawks that one, well hit to right. Beltran back, can't get it off the wall. Beltre will stop at second with his second extra base hit of the night, a 1-out double. Tom going after an 0-2 pitch here, up almost at his eyes.
Well, he has seen very few pitches he doesn't like to swing at. It's not a strike. It's almost like the pitch Paulino doubled to right center field on. This one goes over Beltran's head, turns into a double. He was trying to pick up a little insurance run right here. That'd be nice.
Michael Young steps in 0 for 3. Rangers tonight 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. That one well hit out to center field, and it is gone. Number 5 for Michael Young, and it is 6-1.
There's a big one right there. That puts a little distance between the Rangers and the Mets. Line shot. That just sailed right over Pagan's head. That was a bullet. Getting ready to play it off the wall and snuck right out of here.
The Rangers' second 2-run home run. Ball 1 to Cruz. 405 feet, the estimated distance.
Trying to throw it away, but he didn't get it out there far enough.
Both are homers tonight. Beltre's in the first, that one by Young, just sneaking over that interior wall. Just enough on him. Two and 0 to Cruz. Nelly 0 for 3, a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly to center. That was ball 4. We were actually looking at 2-0, and it was 3-0. And Acosta now has faced 4 batters. He got Hamilton to ground out on the first pitch of the inning. Gave up an 0-2 double to Beltre. The first pitch homer to Young. 4-pitch walk to Cruz. And now Mitch Moreland 0 for 3. Mitch is grounded to first, popped to short, and flied out to center. Started the week with homers both Monday and Tuesday against the Astros. Tuesday, his first ever walk-off home run in the 11th inning. This says even going back to Little League T-ball, he had never done that. home run hitters comparing notes over there. And Acosta, nice breaking ball to even the count. Andy Acosta originally signed by the Yankees, non-drafted free agent in '98. It took him 9 more years to get to the big leagues. Made it with the Braves in '07. With them for 3 years, moved on to the Mets last year. In 41 games, he pitched well, 3-2 with .295 earned run average. That shot by Young shot his current ERA up to 10.50. And Moreland a big rip and a miss, 2-2. Tom, this game tonight kind of featuring all the things that you associate when the Rangers are playing well. A strong start, power hitting at home. All coming together.
Yep, they've used the long ball. And they got a couple of timely base hits, too. Josh drove in a run with a base hit. So did Elvis. Matt Harrison's pitched well. He's got a couple of double plays behind him.
Strikeout of Moreland for the second out here in the 7th. Matt Harrison, probably the happiest person in the park, maybe even including Michael Young, to see that ball sail out. Now a 5-run lead.
Darren's continuing to throw, so you would think that would be it for Matt.
Torrealba going for a 4-hit night, and that one just slices foul. He has singled each of his first 3 trips. Scored the 4th Ranger run back in the 4th inning. How close did he come here?
Well, if it ever comes down, we'll know.
Got some machinery freezing up on us tonight. I think it was pretty close, though. Well, Harrison at 111 pitches through 6. Pretty good odds that he probably is done. Now we've got it working. And 3 feet or so. Reasonably close. Cruz leading off of first. And ball too high, 2-1. Harrison, we have officially at 106 pitches through 7, having thrown just 8 pitches to retire the side in order in the top of this inning. High, pretty deep left field. Bay on the warning track, makes the catch up against the wall.
That almost turned into a great day for Yorvie.
Michael Young with a 2-run home run gives the Rangers a 6-1 lead headed to the 8th. innings, allowing only 1 run on 7 hits. He struck out 4, walked only 1. That was the first batter he faced Reyes. 106 pitches, 62 for strikes. And the Rangers 6 outs away from Harrison improving his record to 6-6. Just a very solid outing tonight. And he gives way to Darren Oliver here in the 8th inning.
I think it was a good game for Matt. I don't think he had his best command. Didn't have his best command of his breaking balls, but he battled out there. He made a lot of good pitches when he had to. That's a sign of a pitcher maturing and getting better.
You saw Oliver's numbers in for the 32nd time this year with good ERA, 2.54. Great strikeout to walk ratio of 26-7. Reyes tonight has walked, flied out, and grounded into a double play. He is not quite the hitter right-handed that he is lefty. 291 from this side. And he bounces one to Beltre. Well, there's the first out of the Mets' 8th. Justin Turner, 1 for 3, a leadoff single in the 6th. Reacting to some of the rumors, some columnists in New York started to beat the drums for the Yankees somehow to acquire Reyes.
I'd love to know what their plan is, how they're going to do it. Okay, they sign him, give him a lot of money, but then what do they do with Derek Jeter? Maybe they think they should trade Derek Jeter right now to get him early.
And he'll get those last 6 hits eventually.
Yeah, get first crack at him.
And exactly how tradable is Derek Jeter with the contract he signed in the offseason?
Not too tradable.
And really not anywhere near the player he has been. And even the Yankees will have to acknowledge that. But it just kind of shows the attitude up there. If the Yankees need somebody, well, of course they'll go after him. They're still shocked they didn't get Cliff Lee. Probably a little less so in that he went to the Phillies instead of the Rangers. Soft liner right out to Kinsler. 2 quick outs for Darren Oliver here in the 8th. And now Carlos Beltran, 0 for 3 tonight. He's twice flied out to center and grounded to short. 0 for his last 14. Five-time National League All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove winner, 2 Silver Slugger awards, the American League Rookie of the Year, 1999 with the Royals. But in the final year of his 7-year contract, which he signed after a career year with the Houston Astros, Beltran limited last year to just 58 starts in center, right knee surgery.
When Beltran was healthy and playing at the top of his game, he was a really fun player to watch. He's one of the better base stealers. 88% base stealer in his career. Terrific center fielder. He could throw. He had power. A lot of style the way he played the game. Always looked great doing everything.
Three balls and a strike. Beltran with the Royals, briefly 98 until dealt late June 2004 to the Astros, and he works a walk here aboard with 2 outs, and Jason Bay will be the batter. Last thing Ron Washington wants to see at this point is any free passes with a 6-1 lead. Jason Bay singles his last 2 trips after a strikeout ended the first inning. Oliver had to come in to get the last out of the Astro ninth on Wednesday after Houston had knocked out Neftali Feliz with 4 runs on 4 hits, including a 2-run pinch homer by Matt Downs, giving the Rangers a shocking 5-3 loss. A game they had completely in control until that night. Feliz working on no day's rest after throwing 2 innings, 35 pitches the previous game.
He didn't have his location. He still looked strong. His fastball still had good velocity, but he just wasn't able to throw it where he wanted to.
There's a line drive and a base hit out to left center field. Beltran will make third base, and with 2 outs, Mets on the corners for Scott Hairston. Jason Bay with a 3-hit night. And with the right hand hitting Hairston already standing in the box, Ron Washington very slowly making his way out to the mound.
You've had Lowe throwing, you've had Tadayama throwing, and it looks like it's Lowe coming into the ballgame.
So Oliver gets the first 2 outs, then a walk and a single. When we return, Mark Lowe will try to get the 3rd out of the 8th. Has come on to try and get the 3rd out. We're talking about trades involving the Mets. How about this one? December 8, 1977. 4 teams involved, 11 players. The Rangers getting Al Oliver, Nelson Norman from the Pirates, John Matlack from the Mets. Mets give that guy on the left who looks awfully familiar. Dave Henderson, Willie Montanez. Braves, Adrian Devine, Tommy Boggs, Eddie Miller. Pirates got Burt Blyleven and John Miller. Burt Blyleven said he never wanted to leave the Rangers, but he got to Pittsburgh in time to win a world championship. And what is your memory of that day?
Well, I remember the night before that trade. Well, the night of that trade was the trade deadline. And it was during the winter meetings, which were in Hawaii. And so my wife and I were watching the 10 o'clock news. And I said to my wife, just kind of kidding around, I wonder if I'm going to get traded tonight. And so before the news came on, the phone rang. And it was Ethel LaRue, who was Danny O'Brien's secretary. And she was like crying. And she goes, Tommy, I don't want to even tell you this. You got traded. And I said, well, it's okay. Who did I get traded to? She said, you got traded to the Pirates. So I went to bed that night thinking I got traded to the Pirates and woke up and I found out that it was the Mets and not the Pirates. But the interesting thing about that trade, it happened in Hawaii, and Brad Corbett put that trade together. There was 4 teams involved. 3 teams had their representatives sitting around the lobby, and Brad was going from one team to the other with a piece of paper and a pencil, getting names and trying to put that trade together. And you don't think it takes a bright person to come up with that type of a trade where players from one team are going to 2 different teams and they're acquiring players from 2 different teams. And that was Brad that put that whole trade together.
But you thought you were headed to We Are Family.
I thought I was going to Pittsburgh. Turned out it was the Mets.
You were going to get a ring out of that deal.
Well, you know, I wouldn't have traded that for anything, because had I not gotten traded to the Mets, I would never have met Bobby Valentine, who became one of my best friends, and we ended up working together here with the Rangers for 7 or 8 years. Those were 7 or 8 of my best years, most fun I've had. So things tend to work out for the best.
This is a pinch hitter Lucas Duda batting for Scott Hairston, who was pulled as soon as the right-handed Mark Lowe came into the game. And a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Beltran at third after a walk. Bay at first. And Lowe ready with the 1-2 pitch. Just inside at 98, 2-2. And you had to find out about that trade by watching TV? No one could track you down?
Well, Ethel LaRue was Danny's secretary, and she's the one that ended up calling me. I can't remember who I talked to the next day. I must have talked to Danny and the Mets the next day.
Lowe comes in to strike out Duda and end the Mets threat of the 8th. No runs on a hit. 2 men left to the bottom of the 8th. Still 6-1 Rangers. Is John Eagle Honda. Visit us in Dallas or log on to johneaglehonda.com. Bottom of the 8th. Manny Acosta on for his 2nd inning in relief of Mike Pelfrey. David Murphy was walked twice, in between grounded to second base. Murphy and then Kinsler and Blanco. Another grounder to second. Tejada charges this one. Quick flip just in time to get David. 1 gone to the 8th. And here's Ian Kinsler, who got this night cranking offensively with a leadoff double in the first. Scored the first of 3 Ranger runs that inning. Since then, he has struck out bunted into an out 1-3 and fly to right last time. And the average continues a slow climb up a point tonight. First pitch fouled straight back. In the Mets' ninth, their 6, 7, and 8 hitters are due up. Ronnie Paulino, Angel Pagan, and Daniel Murphy. And with nobody throwing in the Ranger bullpen, it would appear Mark Lowe will at least get a chance to start the ninth, having struck out pinch hitter Lucas Duda as the only Met he faced in the 8th. Up high again to Ian. 2 balls and a strike. Rangers trying to go 6-4 against the National League this year. And beginning in 2007, with a win tonight, they will be 50-32. Second all-time in runs and home runs in interleague play as well. And with the notion there, took it, and a strike fills up the count.
Borderline right at the top of the strike zone.
A pretty consistent strike zone tonight for Jim Williams. That is ball 4. You can celebrate America's pastime and America's independence here at Rangers Ballpark, where the Rangers host the Tigers on July 4th. The best fireworks show in Texas follows the game, presented by Disney's Captain America. Tickets are still available at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS. That is always a great night, 4th of July here at the ballpark. It is the Orioles rather than the Tigers who will be in town, pardon me. But still tickets left, and if you can only make one Ranger game this year, that would be the one I would recommend. That is if you can't make it to the World Series upcoming, right?
That's right. That's right.
Got to think positive.
Talking regular season.
Andres Blanco sends a sky-high pop out to the shortstop, Reyes. And he is now 0 for 2. 2 outs for Hamilton. Josh singled in the first Ranger run and then scored in the first. He has struck out, flied to left, and grounded to second. And Acosta now has gone 1 full turn through the Rangers lineup. Hamilton was the first man he faced in the 7th. He goes after the first pitch, sends it deep to right field. Gone in the Ranger bullpen. A 2-run shot, 8-1 Rangers.
A couple of 2-run homers served up by Acosta. Three runs knocked in for Josh tonight on a couple of hits, home run and a single.
The 2-run homer, the specialty of the night. That's their third. Beltre the first, Young in the 7th. This one right in the wheelhouse for Josh. That's how 6 of the 8 runs have scored. Now Beltre slams one past Murphy and into the corner, and he's going to dig for 2 and make it standing up. Beltre's second straight double, 3rd hit of the night. 8 total bases for Adrian. Well, you give a pitch anywhere in that area to Josh Hamilton, the only question is will he hit the upper deck with it?
Yeah, I don't even think he hit that ball that well. I think he hit it right off the end of the bat. Maybe not right off the end of the bat, but toward the end of the bat. Otherwise, it's going to go a lot further than that.
Josh's 7th of the year. He has driven in 3 tonight, up to 35 runs batted in. One and 0 to Michael Young. Michael last time up hit one 405 feet over the left center field wall. His 2-run shot is 5th of the year. 8 runs, 12 hits for the Rangers. No errors, 8 left. 1 run, 8 hits, an error, 7 left for the Mets. 2 balls and a strike to Michael. And a home run for Michael extended his hitting streak to 10 games. And that one through the hole, base hit. Beltre being held as the left fielder Bay came up quickly to get it, really still in shallow left field. And Michael Young with his 2nd straight hit gives the Rangers runners on the corners with 2 outs, 2 runs already in. And Terry Collins now has seen enough of Vandy Acosta.
Yeah, tough night for Acosta.
And he goes an inning and 2/3. So far, hit for 4 runs on a double, couple of homers, and another double. And we'll be back after the pitching change here in the 8th to see DJ Carrasco. Pitch. He had not homered in his last 13 games. Tom Green calling this shot a 2-run blast to cap off a 3-run Ranger first. To find a plan that's right for you, call TXU Energy, the right things right now. That would be the first of 3 extra base hits on the night for Beltre. DJ Carrasco's first pitch to Cruz is foul back. Carrasco last Thursday balked in the winning run. A balk off, if you will, at Atlanta. Right center field, not all that deep. Right fielder Beltran makes the call. And that does it for the Rangers' 8th. 2 more runs on another 2-run home run. USA 21 is brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. By AT&T, rethink possible. By TXU Energy, to find a plan that's right for you, call TXU Energy, the right things right now. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Mark Lowe, who got the final out of the 8th inning by striking out pinch hitter Lucas Duda, now deals to the catcher Paulino. He scored the lone New York run after a leadoff double in the 5th. And down quickly, 0-2.
We thought that was going to be a fastball.
Defensive change for the Rangers. Craig Gentry is out in center field. Josh Hamilton has the rest of the night off. All Josh did was single and a run and score in the first, and then send his 7th homer of the year. 2-run blast into the Ranger bullpen in the 8th. And a strikeout for the first out of the 9th inning. Lowe has struck out both Mets he's faced.
He got ahead of Paulino with a fastball, and then he struck him out with a good slider. Got him to miss that slider twice. Excellent location with that pitch. Unhittable location, but close enough to where the hitter's tempted to swing at it.
So with 1 out, Angel Pagan, the center fielder who singled his first time up and is flied to right and center. One for his last 11. Matt Harrison started, went 7 impressive innings. 1 run on 7 hits. He struck out 4, walked 1. That was the first batter he faced. He threw 106 pitches, 62 for strikes, and 2 outs away from improving his record to 6-6. Darren Oliver got the first 2 outs in the 8th. Allowed a walk and a base hit. And now Mark Lowe trying to carry this one across the finish line and improve the Rangers to 41-36. Ground ball right where Blanco was playing him, and there's 2 outs of the night. And that will bring up Daniel Murphy. Last chance for the Mets to keep this one going. And a crowd of 46,092. Just about almost at capacity here at the ballpark. What has really been a great night. 95 degrees when we started. Now Lowe trying to finish it, and Daniel Murphy 1 for 3, an infield single in the 5th. Matt Harrison, no doubt counting the outs, turning over another lead to the bullpen, but they've been equal to that task. That one will slice well back, and it's 0-2, and the Mets now down to their final strike.
And pretty good stuff for Mark tonight. His fastball has been right around 98 miles an hour most of the time. To a good changeup to get Duda. Nice slider to strike out Paulino. What's he got for Murphy right here?
Now you hear the 46,000 behind him. And Murphy stays alive. Games out west, bottom of the 2nd. Dodgers lead the Angels 2-1. Seattle and Florida scoreless top of the 3rd. Oakland lost 1-0 to the Phillies. Way up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Same two teams tomorrow. Alexio Gondo against John Neese. 3 o'clock. This should do it. Blanco across to Moreland, and the Rangers take game 1 of the 3-game series with the New York Mets. Mark Lowe retires all 4 batters he faces. In the 8th and the 9th, 2 on strikes. And nailed down the win for Matt Harrison, who improves to 6-6 on the year. Mike Pelfrey, the loser, and Pelfrey falls to 4-6. Rangers improve their record to 41-36, and they will remain at least 2.5 games ahead of second-place Seattle in the AL West.
That was just a good all-around baseball game. Good starting pitching. It's a little bit of timely hitting, a little bit of the long, in fact, a lot of the long ball, and some good solid defense. Full house almost, over 40,000 people here. Fireworks coming up. Pretty much a great night.
Not a whole lot more you could ask for.
Nope.
8-1, the Rangers take a win. We'll return in a moment.